man. Friday, January 2nd, day 2. 2 degrees Celsius. 2 degrees, man. You know, let's get to it though. Yeah.
Keep up the grind.
Yeah. Whoa. Ah. Ah. Woo. Yeah.
days are shorter, colder, darker. And you might find this depressing. I feel like a lot of people do. A lot of people already feel as if though they've been in a spiritual winter. They feel like it's been a while since the sun has shone in their life. So with winter just beginning, they feel unequipped to deal with the even further darkness. But what if you flip the script? What if this winter was the best thing that ever happened to you? The winter time has the unique characteristic of cold, unforgiving consistency. It forces people indoors, locking them into deep grooves of repeated behavior for months and months on end that either disintegrate their character over time or builds them into something formidable. So why not leverage that? Use this season to lock in new default behaviors, a chain of automatic actions that will completely transform the way you feel with each passing day. Actions that level up your character and make you more satisfied with being alive. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. So, what exactly do you do? And how do you stay consistent? Well, the first step might sound counterintuitive, but it's crucial. The first step is to do nothing and get better at doing nothing. Most people doubt their ability to implement positive behaviors into their life because they're living in a constant state of reactivity rather than proactivity. They are driven into compulsive behavior because they are terrified of their own default mode network. The default mode network, or DMN, is a network of brain regions that are most active when you are not doing anything in particular, when you're just sitting there, reflecting on the past or future, and engaging in self-referential thought. It's your default mode. No phone, no internet, no people, just you, existing. Most people don't want to experience this feeling because it's boring, and we already invented the answer to boredom. But what if boredom was your answer? Instead of constantly running from the feeling of baseline existence, what if you became comfortable with it so that you can start running towards something else, something bigger? Stephen Pressfield, in his book, The War of Art, describes this force he calls resistance. It's an almost metaphysical force that prevents you from doing what you must do. Everyone on Earth is familiar with the feeling of resistance. It takes many forms and wears many masks. Procrastination, rationalization, avoidance, bargaining. But fundamentally, it boils down to the same internal physiological feeling. It's like an inner tension, an electric ball of stress you feel when you think about doing what you ought to do. It's a type of fear of perceived pain. Resistance hijacks the mind. It whispers in your ear that you'll do it eventually, just not today. That's all it's ever been. A feeling, masquerading as whatever it needs to in order to stop you from growing. Identify this feeling, learn what it feels like, and use it as a compass. The more resistance you feel towards something, the more important that thing is to your flourishing here in this life. You probably already know what you need to do. You already have at least one thing you must stop doing, and one thing that you've always wanted to start doing. You almost certainly can already think of a behavior that you suspect that if you were to do that thing with unquestioning, machine-like consistency over the next 6 months, you'd be a completely different person by the time the sun started shining again. A healthier person, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Now is the time to make the decision that you're going to do it. The only question left is how to solve the problem of consistency. And the answer to the problem is easier than you might think. Part 2. Staying consistent. Imagine there was a magic button sitting there in front of you. A big red magic button with pixie dust floating around everywhere. A little fairy singing a song. 3 blind mice playing the violin in the corner, cheering you on. I don't know what the I'm talking about. So this magic button, when you press it, automatically, whatever habit you think of that you want to be consistent with, you're just consistent with it. You'd never miss a day. You just be consistent with that habit no matter what. Wouldn't that be amazing? If the magic habit button existed, it would be very easy to think about what habit you would want to implement into your life that would radically transform you 6 months down the line. You could start visualizing this amazing body you would have when summer rolls around. You could probably learn pretty good Spanish or German in 6 months. If you were able to delete the concept of failure from your mind, then it starts to become very easy to get excited and enamored and motivated by the idea of implementing a new habit. But since we're old and jaded because of past failure, we don't tend to do this. We limit ourselves psychologically because we figure, I'm just not the new habit kind of guy. But that button exists, and that button is called a decision. You might think I'm crazy or oversimplifying it, and I definitely am, but bear with me for a second. You've felt this before. You've felt the power of this magic button before in your life. And it happened when you were so disgusted with yourself, so disgusted by the way you've been living, by your degen activities, that you said, I'm f***ing sick of this. I'm tired of it. I'm just going to do the better thing instead of the bad thing, starting now, and you just do it. And you're consistent. All of a sudden, magically, out of pure frustration, your life has changed, and you start doing the good thing instead of the bad thing. Well, what happened? That is the power of decision, a true decision. Decision comes from the Latin root decidere, or decidere, which means to cut off. In other words, to delete any other option. You don't fall for any other kind of rationalization. You say, this is the path forward, and you burn the bridges behind you. In other words, completely cutting off any other possibilities to focus on a single path. A true decision is freeing. When you have no back doors, you don't have to deal with the mental burden of weighing and considering other options. There is only one path. Nothing else is available to you. Rather than tensing up and having to rely on willpower to figure out which of the things before you is the right option, you've already decided. That's not a game you have to play anymore. You've simply pressed a button and you walk the righteous path. You submit to a process that's outside of your control, and the thing just happens automatically. What I'm getting at here is the easiest way to make sure you're consistent is to be as consistent as possible. Thanks, genius. Yeah, I know. What I mean is, it's easier if you do it every single day without a question. You're not making some weird schedule that's easier on yourself. You do it on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. No, you wake up and you do it every single day. You know this because you made a decision about it. And now it's outside of your control. You simply submit to the process. You don't have to think about, oh, maybe there's these off days or what. Just every single day. It's actually far easier to be mechanical about it. To just take your brain out and put it on the kitchen counter, go do the activity, and then think about all the rationalizations after you do it, right? You kind of lobotomize yourself and do the thing you already thought of before, and now your feet just do the thing. It's like you kind of accidentally go to the gym. It's like, oh, whoops, I'm going to the gym. It's like, oh yeah, I don't really feel like it, but oops, I'm going to the gym. Oh yeah, this fucking sucks, but oops, I'm putting on my shoes, and oh, this all sucks, and now I'm running now. Oh, it doesn't suck so much. Does this make any sense? In all of my years of doing habit shit, talking about it, overthinking it, that's the secret. It's literally to lobotomize yourself, realize that sometimes shit sucks. Sometimes things that are good for you feel bad before you do them, but you say, oops, I'm doing it anyways. Just don't care whether you're motivated or not. Don't care whether it feels good or not, right? It's like, it's good for you and you'll like it. There's something in there that you really want to do and it's really good for you and you will like it. You'll like the byproduct of it. You'll like everything about it except for this little rationalization beforehand. Oops-a-daisy, you don't care. You just do it anyways. That's the secret. And in retrospect, 6 months down the line, you can look back and say, wow, I'm glad I kind of just shut my brain off, entered into a self-improvement cryosleep, and woke up a superior version of myself. I am no longer a degenerate. Thank you, me. I've been wanting to tell you guys something for about 3 years now, but I haven't been able to because it wasn't done yet. But now it's done, so I'm going to tell you about it now. So for over 2 years, I've been toiling away.
Knowledge and skills are like gold, a currency you will transform into something more valuable than you can imagine. It's similar to one of your tweets, which is eventually the time that was not spent on learning skills will catch up to you and the fall will be painful.
Well, life can be kind of difficult, right? You don't really know sometimes where you're headed. Nobody kind of gives you any kind of guidance in this world, right? And they don't tell you when you graduate college, go ahead, go Robert, you go study this. This is what, this is what your brain is suited for, et cetera, et cetera. You have to find your own path. And so for me personally, I spent years in the wilderness. So I'm gonna give this a personal spin because I think that helps a little bit. Because what I can answer it inside my
Knowledge and skills are like gold, a currency you will transform into something more valuable than you can imagine. It's similar to one of your tweets, which is eventually the time that was not spent on learning skills will catch up to you, and the fall will be painful.
Well, life can be kind of difficult, right? You don't really know sometimes where you're headed. Nobody kind of gives you any kind of guidance in this world, right? And they don't tell you when you graduate college, go ahead, go Robert, you go study this. This is what, this is what your brain is suited for, et cetera, et cetera. You have to find your own path. And so for me personally, I spent years in the wilderness. So I'm gonna give this a personal spin because I think that helps a little bit. Because I can answer it inside my own body here. So I know I want to be a writer, but I can't figure out what the hell I'm gonna write. So I leave college and I try journalism because I have to make a living. I have to support myself. And I don't really like it. It doesn't suit me. He writes an article and then a week later it's forgotten. Nobody reads about it. And as somebody who studied ancient Greek and Latin in college, I think in terms of thousands of years and not in 3 days or a week, I want something that I write to be read in 3020 for, sorry. So it wasn't a good fit. So I quit. I wander around Europe trying to write a novel with my backpack. I live in London. I live in Paris. I lived in Ireland. I lived in Greece. You name it. I taught English in Spain. Trying to write a novel. I had no discipline. I couldn't do it. It didn't work. And I started to get depressed. I had spent 18 years or so acquiring high levels of skill in writing. Okay? I learned in journalism how to write under a deadline, under pressure, how to make it dramatic, how to make the opening sentence exciting enough to make you read on further. Trying to write novels taught me about creating stories, which is a huge part of my writing. Working in Hollywood, I learned how to research, which is a huge element. And then the theatrical element, making things dramatic, also story.
Hiya.
Okay?
Hope
All of
everybody's
that
doing
time,
good.
slowly, brick by brick,
Two
I had
people, it's
developed
2 degrees out
real
here where
level
I'm at.
skill. So when it
2
came
degrees
time
Celsius.
to write the 48 Laws of Power, I could do it. I had learned all this discipline. I had learned how to write under a deadline. I learned how to make things entertaining. The whole bag. Okay? And so the world opened up for me. Prior to that time, I was miserable. Really was. I mean, I had good moments too. You're young, you're always happy when you're young. But a lot of times I was miserable. I didn't know why, but I was acquiring skills, not even aware of it. And so the reason I write that is when you develop that skill, when you're serious about it, because I was very serious about writing.
Come on, man. El Callejón. Let's find something motivating to listen to. Let me find something motivating. Yeah. Alpha. King, 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 king.
Welcome. It is time to reignite.
Yes, sir. Reignited. Yay. Yay.
Welcome.
Shout out to Rock Stages.
It is time to reignite the fire. I am confident in every situation. No matter what happens in life, I can handle it. I am strong and wise. I am a leader. I believe in myself, and if I set a goal, I will achieve it. I am charismatic. I attract all the beautiful queens. Opulence is my birthright. I will possess it by any means. I am a walking magnet for money. I attract opportunity daily. I am disciplined. Lord knows I'm one handsome gentleman. I am Alpha, King, Alpha, King. I am confident in every situation. No matter what happens in life, I can handle it. I am strong and wise. I am a leader. I believe in myself, and if I set a goal, I will achieve it. I am charismatic. I attract all the beautiful queens. Opulence is my birthright. I will possess it by any means. I am a walking magnet for money. I attract opportunity daily. I am disciplined. Lord knows I'm one handsome gentleman. I am Alpha, King, Alpha, King. I am confident in every situation. No matter what happens in life, I can handle it. I am strong and wise. I am a leader. I believe in myself, and if I set a goal, I will achieve it. I am charismatic. I attract all the beautiful queens. Opulence is my birthright. I will possess it by any means. I am a walking magnet for money. I attract opportunity daily. I am disciplined. Lord knows I'm one handsome gentleman. I am Alpha, King, Alpha, King. I am confident in every situation.
Yeah.
No matter what happens in life, I can handle it.
Yeah.
I am strong and wise. I am a leader. I believe in myself, and if I set a goal, I will achieve it. I am charismatic. I attract all the beautiful queens. Opulence is my birthright. I will possess it by any means. I am a walking magnet for money. I attract opportunity daily. I am disciplined. Lord knows I'm one handsome gentleman. I am Alpha, King, Alpha, King. am confident in every situation. No matter what happens in life, I can handle it. I am strong and wise. I am a leader. I believe in myself, and if I set a goal, I will achieve it. I am charismatic. I attract all the beautiful queens. Opulence is my birthright. I will possess it by any means. I am a walking magnet for money. I attract opportunity daily. I am disciplined. Lord knows I'm one handsome gentleman. I am Alpha, King, Alpha, King. I am confident in every situation.
Yes, sir.
No matter what happens in life, I can handle it.
Y'all already know.
I am strong and wise. I am a leader. I believe in myself, and if I set a goal, I will achieve it. I am charismatic. I attract all the beautiful queens.
Talk about it.
Opulence is my birthright. I will possess it by any means. I am a walking magnet for money. I attract opportunity daily. I am disciplined. Lord knows I'm one handsome gentleman. I am Alpha, King, Alpha, King. I am confident in every situation. No matter what happens in life, I can handle it. I am strong and wise. I am a leader. I believe in myself, and if I set a goal, I will achieve it. I am charismatic. I attract all the beautiful queens. Opulence is my birthright. I will possess it by any means. I am a walking magnet for money. I attract opportunity daily. I am
7 days a week.
Lord knows I'm one handsome gentleman.
Yeah.
I am Alpha,
Nigga,
King,
Alpha with it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Terrifying, but also gratifying things of life as a man is that we're all born relatively valueless. I don't think we were born that way. A woman, if she's born, especially if she's attractive, has an innate value. People just want her no matter what. But as a man, if you're not important to me, nobody gives a fuck about you. They're never going to care. So you have to build yourself from the ground up, and that's scary for a woman. But it's also a massive opportunity. You can decide if you want to be a famous musician, or a nice sensitive poet, or a painter, or a kickboxing world champion, or a businessman. You get to decide on all the different characters in the video game. You can choose, who do I want to be? And then if you actually try, you can become it. Isn't that amazing? You can wake up and go, you know what, I want to be this kind of guy. I knew who I wanted to be. I want to be the dude pulling up in the Lambo, 3 in the morning, gets out, everyone's like, who is this big, strong, rich dude? I wanted to be that man, so I became it. And if you don't want that, if you want to go be a musician and play guitar and get a bunch of chicks and chill in Bali and smoke weed, whatever, go, you can choose your character and build it. A lot of people don't have the ability to understand the compounding effect of doing the right thing time after time. Even if you start a new business, you don't know what to do. I guarantee if you're always on time, if you're a builder and you're always on time, take the basic shit. Just be on time.
Yeah.
Over time, you may think, oh, I'm just on time, no one notices. Trust me, across 10 years, that's the difference between being a successful builder and not being a successful builder.
Yeah.
Stick to the absolute basics and do the right thing and know what you're supposed to do. And this is why I have so little sympathy for people who go, oh, I'm trying to make it and I can't, because I think they're lying to me and they're lying to themselves. But you know what's funny? What's funny is this. If you were to take somebody who says, I'm doing my best, I'm really trying, and you were to get an exact schedule of their last week and find all the times they've wasted time. You say, look, you wasted time, wasted time, wasted time, wasted time. You know what's actually amazing? Most of those people are not even self-reflective enough to go, you're right, I'm not trying my best. You know what they say? Well, I have to rest sometimes. Well, I have to have a social life. Well, they'd be so arrogant because they're arrogant.
I had to do my Facebook.
Yeah. No matter, you'd even show them, here's where you fucked up. Well, you know, I have to, oh, you're crazy. And then they go back to being a loser. A lazy person thinks he's working too hard, and a successful person thinks he isn't working hard enough. And we're doing 20 times the work they are. And we're like, oh, I could have done more, could have done this. Oh, I missed that today, can't miss that again. Oh, I should have taken that call. I should have flown there. I should have. That's, you know, we have guilt about it. They don't give a solitary fuck. And even if you pointed it out to them, they'd sit there and go, oh, yeah, they'd make some excuse for it. I've been so difficult on myself, it's very hard for me to look at somebody who's refused to be difficult on themselves and see them as my equal or feel sympathy or pity for them. Why would I feel pity for somebody who took the easy route when I took the hardest possible route? I took the hardest possible way to be the man I am, and you were too big of a... And now you want me to feel sorry for you? I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for these people. And because as a man, you can be anything you decide you want to be. That's the beauty of being a male. You can build your character completely from the ground up, just like a video game. Every single thing about me that people respect, I built. I was not born a world champion kickboxer. I was not born this intelligent or intellectual. I was not born this rich. I was not born this strong. I was not born this confident. I was not born this interesting. I was not born this charismatic and humble and gorgeous and tall and strong and sexy. I was not born none of these things. I became these things myself, so I deserve all the spoils of war. And anybody who decides they don't want to work hard enough to become those things, then they deserve to sit and accept they're my inferior. Yeah. That's their problem. I couldn't sleep when I was broke. And this is where we were talking about the being uncomfortable and how it can motivate you. When I didn't have enough money to buy whatever I wanted, I couldn't fall asleep at night. Because I understood there are people out there that did, and I didn't see them as better than me. And I thought, why are these people who I don't see as my superior living an experience that I can't live? And it bothered me to the point where I could not sleep. So yeah, that was real. When you talk about suffering mentally, I don't really consider that suffering. I have had a very painful life. I still think to a degree I do, but that's self-inflicted. But I can't imagine living any other way. I can't imagine living in this idea, this utopian, every day, just, you know, girls, drink, hedonism. I don't, yeah, it's degenerate. I think the only thing you can do that's not degenerate is usually be fighting a battle or solving a problem. Yeah, growth. Yeah, so you need to either fight a battle or solve a problem to avoid degeneracy, which means I'm constantly looking for them. I'm currently one of the largest battles man can possibly take on. I'm taking on the Matrix, the most powerful people on the planet. Right, yeah. So